God's morning to you. It is now 6:18 a.m. here on this lovely Tuesday morning, May 21st, 2024. We are here again doing a NASDAQ futures recap, or I should say pre-market analysis. We're just going to go and jump right into it. We have a gap down from yesterday's close. So settlement for Monday was 18,763, and we opened today's candle overnight during Asia at 18,746. And so we did do some basic trend line analysis combined with our G4 strategy. So this is our retracement strategy that we deployed during both the Asia session as well as New York session. And so we got exactly what we were thinking would happen. So we drew these trend lines after we plotted our fibs. And once I drew the trend line and woke up for the gym this morning, I realized we were selling off pretty rapidly on a higher time frame. And so I got in long here on Top Step X at 18,732 and a quarter. Now I did chase this a bit because my original entry was at 32, and they started to bounce it a little bit here at 34. They came down again, and of course it bounced right off 32. But then they swept the fib here. I'm looking on the 1 minute. Sorry for all the candles, but they swept it here. And then they did a final retest here at about 442. So I do believe my position is strong enough to hold at least till settlement. I have my take profit much higher at 18,849 and a half, which is about just under this fib here at 18,852. So overall, and I'm gonna jump to a higher time frame. Overall, I just look for the shape of the price action, and so going from Friday's low, I'm just getting a basic 5-wave count that I'm looking for. And so if you consider Friday's low as wave 1, so we're here, and then ultimately looking for price moving up to that level. And so while we are up considerably in our account, again, I'm looking for most likely a rejection at settlement first. And we do have a price gap on the 15-minute chart down here at 18,736. While my position will still be in profit, I don't want to give back necessarily too much, so I'll move my my stop loss up just in case we come below it a bit. And yeah, if New York wants to bring it down further. So because we literally were walking in as it put in this momentary high, we couldn't get out here at 760, 18,760. But like I said, we have technical strength. The 9 EMA crossed back above the 25 on the 15. And if we look on, say, the hourly, structurally we're fine. That 15-minute price gap is down here at 18,736, like I said, and we're in at 18,732. So that's 4 points of protection, so to speak, on that if it does come back. If we don't take it during New York, I'm looking for that to be respected at some point, either later in the day, maybe even overnight tomorrow. But I would say first thing, if we don't come for it within the next couple of hours, my first take profit should actually be closer to 791. So I'll place it. I'll play it by ear and we'll see what happens over the next um, hour and a half or so right before open, 2 hours, and we will go from there. So the overnight low obviously is always in question in terms of what New York will do. Yesterday, we, I believe, yesterday we did not take out overnight low. Yesterday we instead, what do we do? So overnight low, Asia opened on Sunday at 18,633 and a half, and New York went to a low of 18,635 and a quarter. So 2 points from Asia's open. We went to on New York yesterday. So again, the low right now for Asia is at 18,729. That gap on the 15-minute chart is right here. The close of the 445 candle, 18,736 and a quarter. So we should be all right. If we want to do very basic, sort of cup and handle analysis here, we're looking at a low of 18,741 potentially on this little pattern. I believe this trend line is solid in terms of price respecting it. We draw channels now as opposed to trend lines, just because the channels do give us better insight. If we literally focus on just the line itself and like, oh, price closed below it, or price closed above it, it's better to draw a channel through the low for up candles than through the bodies of the candle you're trying to see if the trend line is holding on. And so then, because we did that, we got almost a perfect retracement on this 4:30 a.m. candle off the low, sweeping through our fib levels here. So again, just to recap, we have a couple options. So on this potential cup and handle sort of setup, we're looking at potentially retracing down to 18,741 and 3/4. We do have that price gap here at 736 and a quarter. I would actually like to see that taken out during New York, just so we won't have any liabilities to the downside on the day. As you know, as long as the body is closing above the levels it needs to close at, it can wick all at once. But for now, our position is pretty protected. I'm going to move my stop loss up to just above break even at 33.75, and again that gap's at 36 and a quarter, so it should be fine. And then our first take profit is yesterday's high, which would put us at on the trade around 2,400 in profit. But if we do just completely ignore that gap on the 15-minute time frame, I do expect us to move higher, potentially to 18,852. And again, we'll see what our New York fib levels are giving us. But for now, this is the look, and this is what we're anticipating. Again, the draw is higher until NVIDIA reports. So you know how the market anticipates things and tries to get in front of it. So we'll see if we get some continuation here. But this is great price action for the bulls for now. And just, play the trend. Don't try to get in on everything. Have your levels ready and be patient. All right. Grace and peace, guys.